So when we were talking about circuits earlier, I had mentioned three really important quantities, and these would be voltage, which is written as V, current, which is I, and resistance, R. So as a really quick refresher, voltage is known as the potential difference between 2 points in the circuit. Current is the rate of charge flow going through the circuit, and then resistance is basically a measure of how much an element can resist or prevent the amount of charge flowing through that point. Now, the scientist named George Ohm combined all of these three together and found a relationship between them and put it into an equation called Ohm's law. So Ohm's law is super helpful in that if you know two of these quantities, you can really easily find the third one. And so Ohm's law is written as voltage is equal to current times resistance. It's basically saying that the voltage between 2 points in a circuit is equal to its current times the resistance that the current is flowing through. Now let's say that you had a resistor and you wanted to find out what the resistance value of this resistor was. So you could really easily do that using Ohm's law by getting a battery of a known voltage. So let's say that you already know that the voltage of this battery is 12 volts, and we'll connect them using these wires. So you don't know what the resistance is, but you do know what the voltage is, and the only variable that we're missing in this equation is the current. So you can experimentally determine the current by adding an ammeter in here. So putting an ammeter, which measures the current flowing through this point, in series with the battery and the resistor, will help you read off a current value, and we'll say that this in particular gives you 2 amps. So now that you know the voltage and the current, you can really easily plug them into Ohm's law and get a resistance value. So we have 12 volts for our voltage, we have 2 amps for our current, and that's going to be multiplied by an unknown resistance value, which we can solve for by dividing both sides by 2 amps, and that gives us a value of 6 ohms as our resistance. So Ohm's law is super simple, super easy, but also super helpful, especially when you get to tougher circuit problems. And looking back at Ohm's law, you can probably gather a couple of really important proportionalities as well. So seeing that voltage and current are on opposite sides of the equation, if you keep the resistance constant and increase the voltage, that will consequently increase the current as well. So we can say that current is directly proportional to the voltage. And since current and resistance are on the same side of the equation, if you keep voltage constant, then increasing the resistance will do the opposite to current in order to keep the voltage the same. So if you decrease the resistance, current will increase, but if you increase the resistance, then current will decrease. So we can say that current is indirectly proportional to the resistance.